indeed, German Galushchenko, the former energy minister, has been notified today by the anti-corruption agencies that he's a suspect in that case, just as other people that were close to power until the revelation of what is called here the Midas operation, the Midas tapes operation. 1,000 hours of tapes which revealed a whole circle of corruption, of money laundering, and Galushchenko seems to have been one of the persons at the center of that scheme. Family members, including his ex-wife and 4 of his children, were beneficiaries of millions of dollars among the over $100 million of money that had been taken from mostly from the energy sector in Ukraine. Of course, this is highly embarrassing for Kiev at a time where it is being scrutinized not just by civil society here, which is intent on defending its anti-corruption agencies, just like we saw last summer when people took to the streets when a law was passed that could have muzzled those agencies, but thanks to popular mobilization in the streets, the government and the parliament backpedaled on that. But also Ukraine is being scrutinized by its EU and international allies because its fight against corruption, in fact, is one of the conditions for Ukraine to continue receiving foreign aid, military, financial, humanitarian, but also one of the conditions for Ukraine to be on about its path towards joining the European Union.
Emmanuelle, let's talk about what's happening in Ukraine beyond this corruption story, although, as you say, clearly, this is very significant. You're talking to us from Kharkiv in the northeast of the country, and there, like a number of other cities, have been increasingly targeted by Russian strikes. And there's a new report out that says that civilian casualties in Ukraine have soared in the past year, partly as a result of the targeting of cities like Kharkiv.
Absolutely. Kharkiv, just like other places in Ukraine, have been intensely targeted, nearly daily targeted by Russian strikes. So here in the city center, people are affected. For example, for the past few weeks, it has been without a city without heating, without light. For the most part, the situation tends to get a little bit better here in the city, but in the region, all around the city, in Kharkiv region, this is a very dire situation when it comes to energy, but also when it comes to attacks on civilian buildings. Just to give you an example, just a few days ago, the settlement of Boroduriv, which is maybe 40 minutes drive from the center of Kharkiv, has been targeted twice. The last Monday, a mother and her child died in their house overnight, and 2 days later, a father, a demobilized soldier, was also killed along his twin sons who were 2-year-old and his 1-year-old daughter. The only survivors of that strike were a 30 weeks pregnant woman, the mother of those children, and the grandmother. This is just those are just 2 cases I'm mentioning just to give you an idea of the toll paid by the Ukrainian population with those strikes, which happen on a daily basis still, despite what is going on the international stage when it comes to diplomatic talks. For Ukrainians on the ground, bombing continues daily.